There is something deeply troubling about a country where an agency can be absent from the law, absent from official records, and disowned by the presidency. Yet somehow it is present in the national budget, not with 10 million naira, not with 100 million, but with an allocation of approximately 1.3 billion naira. The Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council was described by the presidency as fictitious. It had no enabling law, no legitimate presidential approval, and no recognized place in government. Yet its name entered the 2026 budget. That should frighten every Nigerian, because if an agency that does not legally exist can find its way into our national budget, what else is hiding inside those thousands of pages? And more importantly, who is guarding the gate? I am Engineer Amos, and this is the Amos Perspective. Nigeria has spent years hunting ghost workers. We introduced biometric verification. We created the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System, known as IPPIS. Billions of naira have reportedly been saved by removing fictitious names from government payrolls. Yet the ghosts remain. In some government institutions, staff numbers have fallen dramatically whenever serious physical verification is conducted. Think about what that means. Every ghost worker has a salary, a bank account, perhaps allowances, promotions, and pension contributions. Someone somewhere is collecting that money. But now the problem appears even bigger. We are no longer dealing only with ghost workers. We are confronting the possibility of ghost institutions. An entire agency can apparently acquire a name, a supposed leadership structure, and a budget line without passing the most basic legal checks. This is not merely an embarrassing administrative mistake. It is a warning that the machinery responsible for protecting Nigeria's public money may itself be dangerously compromised. The problem does not end with one disputed council. In the 2025 federal budget identified 11,122 projects inserted by the National Assembly, worth approximately 6.93 trillion naira. That represented about 12.5% of the entire budget. There were hundreds of extremely expensive projects with little clear justification. More than 1,400 streetlight projects, over 500 borehole projects, more than 2,000 ICT projects, and billions allocated for what was described as the empowerment of traditional rulers. But the number of projects is only part of the scandal. The greater absurdity is where many of them were placed. The Federal Cooperative College in Oji River reportedly became a warehouse for more than 1,000 projects, worth about 320 billion naira. Its assignments included utility vehicles, rural electrification, and solar streetlights in different parts of the country. The National Center for Agricultural Mechanization was assigned scholarships and a community health insurance scheme. The Cocoa Research Institute was given solar streetlights, motorcycles, and classroom renovation projects. A Cocoa Research Institute renovating classrooms in Rivers State, an agricultural mechanization center administering health insurance in Bayelsa. A cooperative college handling electrification projects hundreds of kilometers away. This is not planning. This is a national budget being treated like a political shopping basket. And when projects are assigned to institutions without the knowledge, personnel, or mandate to execute them, accountability disappears. If the project fails, who answers? The legislator who inserted it? The agency forced to carry it? The contractor who collected the money? Or the community that never received what was promised? Usually the answer is the same. Nobody. Every new ministry and agency comes with a familiar entourage. A director general, directors beneath the director general, departments, offices, vehicles, buildings, aids, furniture, foreign trips, and procurement contracts. Then come salaries, allowances, and pensions. Meanwhile, ordinary Nigerians are told that government revenue is limited. We are told to endure higher transport costs, higher electricity tariffs, higher taxes, higher food prices. We are asked to make sacrifices while the structure of government continues to expand. A country cannot spend most of its available resources maintaining the machinery of government and still expect enough money to remain for schools, hospitals, roads, security, and electricity. Government exists to serve the people. The people do not exist to finance an endlessly expanding government. Nigeria already knows much of what must be done. In 2012, the Stephen Orosanye Committee examined 541 federal ministries, departments, and agencies. It recommended abolishing 38 agencies, merging 52, returning 14 to departments within ministries, and commercializing dozens of others. The objective was straightforward: eliminate duplication, reduce waste, and create a government that was smaller, clearer, and more effective. More than a decade later, successive administrations have announced reviews, committees, and implementation plans. Yet the number of government bodies has continued to rise. In 2024, the Federal Executive Council again approved aspects of the Orosanye recommendations. But even as government discusses rationalization, new ministries, commissions, and agencies continue to emerge. We appear to be pressing the accelerator and the brake at the same time. The resistance is not difficult to understand. Agencies provide appointments. Appointments provide patronage. Agency headquarters provide what politicians call federal presence. And every institution creates positions that powerful people can distribute. This is why the problem has survived different administrations. It is not simply an administrative problem. It is a political economy built around rewarding interests with public institutions. Nigeria does not need another ceremonial committee. We need rules that make waste harder to hide. First, no institution should enter the federal budget without a certificate confirming its legal existence. Nigeria needs one public, searchable registry containing every recognized federal agency, its enabling law, its leadership, its mandate, and its budget history. If an institution is not in that registry, it receives no allocation. Simple. Second, every proposed project must pass a mandate test. A cocoa research institute should not be installing streetlights. An agricultural mechanization center should not be running scholarships unrelated to agricultural training. When a legislator inserts a project, the public should see the project, the cost, the location, the implementing agency, and the name of its sponsor. Sunlight must follow every naira. Third, constituency projects should be placed on a public digital map. Before work begins, citizens should see the location and budget. During construction, they should see verified photographs. Before final payment, the beneficiary community should confirm that the project exists. No location, no evidence, no payment. Fourth, technology should be used to flag suspicious budget items automatically. Duplicate projects, unusual prices, projects placed under the wrong agencies, large allocations without measurable outcomes. Thousands of pages may overwhelm human reviewers. They do not have to overwhelm a well-designed verification system. Fifth, the Orosanye reforms must produce something citizens can see. If agency mergers save money, a fixed portion of those savings should fund primary healthcare, schools, rural electrification, and other visible public services. Let Nigerians see an abandoned government office become a functioning health center. Let them see fewer official vehicles produce more classrooms. That is how reform earns public support. Rationalizing government must not become a careless campaign against ordinary civil servants. Many public workers did not create this system. They entered it because government employed them. Reform must therefore include retraining, voluntary retirement packages, proper pension settlements, and the movement of qualified workers into areas where Nigeria desperately needs personnel. Teachers, nurses, agricultural extension officers, emergency responders, digital service teams. The target should be waste and duplication, not the dignity of Nigerian workers. But compassion must not become an excuse for permanent paralysis. Keeping an unnecessary institution alive for decades is not kindness. It simply transfers the cost to millions of Nigerians who have no government salary, no pension, and no protection from rising prices. A national budget is more than a financial document. It is a declaration of what a country values. Every padded contract competes with a hospital. Every ghost salary competes with a teacher. Every unnecessary agency competes with roads, security, and electricity. Every billion hidden inside a questionable budget line represents opportunities taken away from real Nigerians. Patriotism is not defending waste because the people responsible belong to our party, region, or ethnic group. Patriotism is defending Nigeria's resources as if they belong to our own families. Because they do. The Orosanye recommendations have waited long enough. The investigations have waited long enough. The Nigerian people have sacrificed long enough. What we need now is legal verification, radical transparency, institutional consolidation, and consequences for those who manipulate the budget. Not another announcement, not another committee, not another promise with a 12-week deadline that quietly disappears. Nigeria is not poor because it lacks intelligent people or workable ideas. Too often, Nigeria is poor because waste has become organized, protected, and politically useful. That is the structure we must dismantle. Because a country cannot build a prosperous future while ghosts are eating its budget, and until every naira can be traced, justified, and defended before the Nigerian people, our struggle for national renewal remains unfinished. This is the Amos Perspective. If this conversation matters to you, share this episode, like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments.